Diamonds look fake. Your words are sinking down in my chest. What are you?
It's the big payback. New money don't fold, just stack. All I wanna do is get rich real fast. Been around the globe, I'm just trying to make it back. Get up, put your hands up, it's a stick up. Brand new chain and I got it lit up. They hear my name and then they get up. Hands in the sky if you with us.
Get up, get on up, everybody. Get up, get on up at your seat. Get up, get on up right now. Get up, do my thing now. Got me singing like James Brown. All around on my name now. Come on, nothing can replace this feeling thing now. Got me singing like James Brown. All around on my name now. Nothing can replace this feeling. Nothing can replace this feeling. Nothing can replace the feeling.
Papa got a brand new bag. Pull up when you're having a brand new jack. It all sticks together when it's brand new cash. Pinstripe suit with the brand new vest. Get up, put your hands up, it's a stick up. Brand new chain and I got it lit up. They hear my name and then they get up. Hands in the sky if you with us.
Get up, get on up, everybody. Get up, get on up at your seat. Get up, get on up right now. Get up, do my thing now. Got me singing like James Brown. All around on my name now. Come on, nothing can replace this feeling thing now. Got me singing like James Brown. All around on my name now. Nothing can replace this feeling. Nothing can replace the feeling. Nothing now. Nothing now. Nothing now. Nothing now. Nothing now. No, no, do my thing now. Got me singing like James Brown. All around on my name now. Come on, nothing can replace this feeling thing now. Got me singing like James Brown. All around on my name now. Nothing can replace this feeling thing now. Got me singing like James Brown. All around on my name now. Come on, nothing can replace this feeling thing now. Got me singing like James Brown. All around on my name now. Nothing can replace this feeling. Nothing can play.
Don't get me started, love. I've had too much to drink. Had too much time to think. So leave me alone. Crying when you're by yourself. 'Cause of what they think about you. Next time go slow. Yeah.
It's a banger right here, boys.
Through all the phone, cash, buzz,
right, guys. What is up, everybody? Hope you guys like the beats here. I realized I don't really need to monetize these videos. Not like I get that many views anyways, because when you monetize it for my 10 cents of AdSense revenue, I think over the entire life of my YouTube channel, I've earned $1,000 or something in like fucking 6 years. But yeah, I'm just like, fuck it. If I don't monetize it, I can play the music I want as opposed to non-copyrighted music. They always try and demonetize my shit. But if you guys like the tunes, obviously let me know. Maybe I'll make a little stream playlist. And you know, we can figure some shit out. I can share some beats with you. I know I'm streaming right now, guys, at the same time as Altcoin Psycho. So we didn't really coordinate that very well. He is the homeboy, but he hasn't been streaming very much lately. You guys know I stream every Sunday. I think he just got a new computer or something, so he's starting to get the streams going again. He did invite me on his stream, but I obviously have to do my own stream. So what we're going to do is next week, we will do a joint stream. So I'm going to stream, and then he's going to stream, and I will probably hop onto his stream, or he will hop onto my stream, something like that. But I've been doing this long enough that I think I got a crew of y'all who like to watch me and hear me yell about BitBoy and yell about the markets and just talk a bunch of shit to people in the chat. So with that being said, hope everyone's having a great Sunday. I woke up today a little late, actually. It's just so fucking dark and gloomy where I live. I just didn't want to get out of bed, so I was a little bit slow getting going. I got my coffee going here. You know, I got that caffeine fucking hitting me. And we're ready to go. So quick shout out to the sponsors of the video. As you know, I'm doing these videos in partnership with Delta Exchange. So give Delta a shout out. Check them out on Twitter. Use the link in the description. You get 10% off of trading fees using my link. So you click the link, you sign up, and if you deposit, you get up to $30,000 in deposit bonuses. So all you got to do is go on there, sign up. Depending on how much you deposit, it's a sliding scale. You can get up to $30,000 of extra money to trade with, which is pretty cool. With that being said, thank you to the Delta team. Check out all the info in the description of this video. Let's get into the charts here. So I'm going to start with the weekly chart, and I just want to kind of show you guys a couple of things that I'm seeing on the weekly that I'm not saying, you know, it's like it's over, but, you know, some things to pay attention to, right? Because what we don't want to do is get complacent. You know, when the market is not just going straight up vertical, we got to be prepared for, you know, pullbacks. I do still believe that we are in a bull run. The question is are we going to pull back, you know, deeper than this kind of 55K region where we dumped to the other day and then continue to go up? Or is there potentially a deeper pullback coming? So I'm going to kind of give you guys my thoughts on, you know, Bitcoin, some very key levels that I'm watching in terms of, okay, are we getting super bullish again, getting super bearish again? Because I do think that the levels are pretty clear in terms of, you know, where you want to kind of set your bias. We'll look at Ethereum as well. And then we will take some altcoin requests as always. So please do me a favor, guys. Save your altcoin requests for the end. I know everyone wants to spam the chat with their altcoin requests. I will do that at the end of the video. So wait till the end of the video. I'll let you guys spam the chat. And then we can do some Q&A. We can answer some altcoin charts. I'll bang out as many as I can. And we'll just go from there. So if you have any questions during the stream about anything I'm talking about, of course, leave those in the chat, but save those altcoin requests for the end, all right? And if you have something stupid that you want to say, obviously let me know in the chat, because you know I love talking to you guys in the chat. That's half the fun of these videos. I love chatting shit with y'all. I love the banter. So feel free to drop those kind of comments at any time. Okay, we already got Prototype 9 here dropping an altcoin request when I literally just said wait to the end. Come on, bro. Come on. get it together. I just chugged a fucking large coffee. Okay, so I'm like I'm dialed in right now, and you're gonna start chatting shit already? Okay, so let's start with Bitcoin. We're gonna look at the weekly chart, and I'm gonna talk about a couple things that I'm seeing here on the weekly. So first things first, I'm the realist. Second things second, there's definitely like a very, very clear, weekly kind of setup that's played out now, multiple times here on Bitcoin. And really it kind of also makes me wonders, makes me wonders, Jesus Christ, makes me wonder, why I even bother trading intraday, because the weekly chart on Bitcoin has been, super fucking clean to trade. So what we're going to talk about here are a couple potential, weekly setups that we're looking at here. I will talk about my my BCDC trade that I took on Discord. I am still in it. Yeah, we'll talk. Am I accepting donations? I do have a wallet link in my yacht, I believe, or on my website, tradermayne.com, but I've never received a tip before. And I don't know how to receive donations on YouTube. So first thing I want to point out here, and I know this is a bit of hindsight analysis, obviously, but we had our weekly SFP at the May high, or the April high, excuse me, right? So we had our move above, break market structure, the downside, return to that order block, and then we sold off, right? Okay, so that was the top on Bitcoin. If you actually go back here, we had a very similar kind of, top form, not on the weekly chart, but on like the daily, back in 2017. So we had kind of our, 3 pushes. We had our run above. It wasn't an SFP, but it was a deviation, right? We went above the level, broke down immediately after. There's your break in market structure. And then we came back, retested that order block, and that was the top, right? So very similar structure played out here. Everyone's like, oh, this top wasn't like the previous tops. It kind of was. It was just spread out a little bit more. It took a little bit more time to develop. But in terms of the structure, to me, it looked very similar. So we had that move here like this, right? There's your deviation above the high, if you want to see it as like similar to the 2017 top or whatever, right? Break above, right back below, break market structure, come back and retest, boom, and it shit the bed. So that was the high there, right? And basically every major move on Bitcoin has essentially been a weekly SFP, right? Weekly SFP at the low, boom. Not quite an SFP there, but pretty damn fucking close. And it might have been an SFP on other exchanges. Didn't mean to do that. But same idea, right? Deviate below the low, reclaim, launch. And we're now putting in, a weekly SFP to the upside here, or we have. So something to watch here on Bitcoin, and this is what I had marked on the initial chart, is that weekly SFP here. If we get a move that is a return, where am I? Ah! Sorry, there it is. If we get a move that is a return to here, right? That would have been something that I would look at shorting. Now, would I still consider shorting this? Potentially, but the difference here between this and this is the way that this candle closed. Right? We closed this, sorry. Excuse me. Get a paper towel here. Sorry about that, guys. And my seed phrase. Nice try, bro. Is here. We did close as a swing failure pattern of this key weekly low. So if you go watch my video from last Sunday, or the condensed stream that I uploaded the next day, we did have this key weekly range low marked. And we did manage. I said at the very least, right? I want to see the bulls close back inside this weekly range as an SFP. And we did get that. So that just confirmed. And so right now, what we're looking at here is this weekly range, right? There's your low or high, there's your low. And we've now done this. Ran the high, now we've ran the low, right? So if you're bullish, right, you really want to see us hold above here. Okay, really, really, really want to see us hold above here and trade above here. Because if we lose this weekly low and we manage to close above it, now remember, daily market structure is broken, okay? 3-day market structure is broken. All the lower time frames are bearish in market structure. However, the weekly, right, the most important time frame, or, a higher time frame, so, more weight is put on it, managed to close as a swing failure pattern. So I don't think we should, sound the alarm bells yet like it's fucking over, but we do want to be very aware that we just about closed below this level. So any sort of pullback here, I want to be very careful and be cautious up into this zone, much like we were here, right? So we had the big breakdown and then everyone got bullish again. And then what was it? It was just a lower high. So what I'm paying attention to here for the next couple days, couple weeks here, is if we put in a lower high here. Okay, why won't you go up to the top there? Oops, I didn't mean to do that. But this is the high. Is if we put in a lower high here, I want to be paying attention up into this 2 to 65K range. Okay, because we've got that weekly bearish order block here. We've got our daily bearish order block here, right into the sweet spot after a daily break in market structure. So if we come up here, you got to be cautious, because this is where, if this is going to have a larger pullback down to here, which is my next area of interest, kind of 52, which is here, down to about 50 to 48. So 48 to 52K. Remember, I'm talking about the weekly and daily time frame. So these are going to be larger ranges. I'm not just going to enter my entire trade at 52, but I might buy some at 52, some more at 50, some more at 48, and then have some stink bids lower, right? That's how I adjust for being on the higher time frame, right? I'm layering those bids. My stop is going to be looser, but my top, what the fuck? Sorry guys, there's a buzzing going on in my house. Sorry, my dishwasher was buzzing at me. So what I want to be careful with is a lower high potentially forming in this area, right? Because we have our daily break in market structure here. So that would give us our deviation, weekly SFP, daily market structure break, pull back, lower high, and this next leg that would be initiated on the daily, that will lead to that weekly market structure break. And that's when we're starting to look at, an even larger correction, right? So if we get some sort of weekly market structure break and then another pullback, right? That's going to be the kind of move that leads us down here, or it might just accelerate through here. So I would have been more confident shorting up here. Like if we get a pullback here this week, I'm still going to look for reasons to short it. I would have been more confident, however, in that short is if we broke weekly market structure. So see here how we broke weekly market structure. So when we returned to that order block, I was extremely confident that we were going to make a lower high. And if you go watch my YouTube videos from back then, if you go watch my Twitter posts from back then, I was predicting the lower high here. And then you can see on the daily, we got that confirmation, right? Exact same setup. Pull back right into the sweet spot. We even got like a daily SFP right into that resistance area, right? So there was lots of confluence there to get short. So I'm looking for a similar type of move here on Bitcoin here. I would have been more confident if the weekly had broken market structure. So the fact that the weekly closed as an SFP, I think there's a chance that, you know, maybe we just continue to range, or maybe we come up here, consolidate, and then break out. Because if the weekly would have closed below this level, I would have been taking this trade. Right? If the weekly would have closed below here, I would have been taking a trade, oops, like this. Like a big swing trade, something like that. And you could dial in on the lower time frame to get a tighter risk reward, right? So like on the daily, for example, the trade would probably look like this, right? Better risk reward because it's on a lower time frame, so my invalidation is closer to my entry, okay? That's what I would have been looking for, something along those lines, if the weekly had closed as a break in market structure. It didn't, so there is a chance that this trades back into the range and then continues higher. What I don't like is the low time frames all the way up to like the 3-day chart here have all broken market structure to the downside, including the daily. So the daily is now in a bearish trend here. What I also don't like is the fact that we broke market structure on the daily. We had this little pump and we came right into the first area of resistance, 60K, big figure, right? 60K. And we have this bearish order block that formed a new low. Go watch my order block videos because I'm not going to answer questions about order blocks anymore. And that is the bearish retest, right? Like if that is it, if we break down from here, we are absolutely going to at least here. But I'm probably looking to bid more closer. I'm looking to bid this zone, 48 to 52. That would be the area where I'd be looking to catch a dip. You know, down into here. Maybe we get a reaction here. Maybe we don't. Down into this order block here. That would be kind of my higher time frame idea. Like if this is it, or if we go up. Even if we go up from here, this is my buy the dip zone. This big gray box. And then I would also probably put some earlier bids at 52. Okay, so 52 down into this big gray box, which goes all the way down to 44,000. Right, so be aware. Doesn't mean you have to buy 50 and hold it all the way down. You can layer in, or you can just wait till we get down here and look for some bullish market structure and then get involved, right? You don't have to just buy on the first touch. You do whatever the fuck you want to do. I did an entire video on order blocks where I explained how to get in trades based on them. Okay, so this is an area, if you go watch my order block video, that I want to be a bull. So what does that mean? I'm looking on the low time frame for clues that the trend is shifting. The reason I don't hate this area is because you have to realize, like, people want us to go straight to, like, you know, 80K or whatever, and I obviously do too. But this is, you know, we went up quite vertical here. Yeah, we had a down candle in the middle, but other than this down candle, right, we had 3 out of the last 4 months were big body green candles to the upside, right? We do have a monthly SFP, obviously, so be aware of that as well. But we had some big body expansion candles here to the upside. So if you pull your fib from the low that we made here, right, up to the high, if this is the leg, right, the next swing, it's totally fine if it happens here, right? That is not a bad look, right, for us to come down here and then make another leg, right? That's just an uptrend, high time frame, right? So I'm totally okay with this kind of scenario, right? But I'm just showing you guys some things that I'm seeing and why I say, you know, you should express some caution, because this is not the all-time high breakout that we wanted to see, right? We didn't want to see us just barely break above all-time high and then start putting in bearish market structure right there. You don't want to get complacent here. I do think we ultimately trade higher, but it doesn't mean that we can't see a bigger shakeout here before another move up. So just be aware. So the levels that I'm interested in watching, okay, I'm going to quickly summarize. This weekly swing low, I'll give you the level here. So this weekly swing low is at 57,600 according to Bitfinex, 57,606. Obviously, the weekly closed as an SFP for now. Let's see if we can get above that level, hold above that level. If it closes below that level next week, that's a weekly market structure break, okay? The other levels of interest for me is if we are able to bounce from here, I'm looking to get short between 63 and 65,000 in that area. That's your fib retracement, and then that's that daily bearish order block. That is a level I'm interested in potentially shorting if we get there. If we are able to clear this SFP level at 67K, or even this daily order block at 65,474, if we're able to get above there, I think there's a good chance that the low is in and we trade much higher. So 65K can roughly be like that's the level we got to get it back above high time frame to start looking really bullish again. Otherwise, I'm looking to probably sell the next decent bounce. This might be it. This might have been it right here, like that. We just came and touched 60K after making a new low. That could be the bearish retest already done, and we're going to make another leg lower. I don't know for sure, but what I do know is if we are able to reclaim now that we've had this level break the low here, if we're able to get above here, you're going to have a decent long opportunity at least into here. At least, because this would become a breaker. Bullish order block or a bearish order block, right? Right now it's acting as a bearish order block, but if we're able to flip it, it becomes a breaker. It's essentially an SR flip. We took the low, reclaim that level. I think you've got a long for 5% up into 63K, 60 to 63 to 65K. All right. So those are kind of my key levels of interest that I'm watching here. This 60K level effectively, which right now it's looking like a bearish retest. 63 to 65 is a potential short area if we do get some more relief. And then that 57,600 level as that key weekly low that I want to see us close above. So those are all the levels that I'm watching. Right now, I am in a long on Bitcoin from Discord. Let's see if I can find it here. Here. So we longed Bitcoin on Discord, in my Discord, which is free. And we got a really nice entry. We posted this long here. We posted the long here. Came in, tagged us, moved up, but look what happened here, right? We moved up, it looked good. Now it's kind of looking shitty again. So I might be round tripping this back to break even. At this point, my stop is going to go to, probably going to go to break even. I haven't decided yet, but my stop is currently where it is, right? It's still in its original position. I haven't moved it. But I am still in this long. But I want to see, early in this week, I want to see, a quick move to the upside, because if the bearish retest is done, right? If this is all we got, I think the next leg down is probably pretty nasty. Like if that's it. So we'll have to see. But again, just be aware of all the things that I'm telling you here. The weekly did save market structure. So we're still within, right? Closed within the range. Just like this went above the range, closed back below. This went below the range, closed back above, right? So what we want to see here is either, ideally for the bulls is we maintain this range, right? If we break down here again, that's not a good look. So ideally the bulls maintain this range and we go sideways and then potentially up. But for now, because the market structure is shifting on the daily and the lower time frames, the weekly put in that SFP and move back into this gray box, I'm looking for reasons to short if given the opportunity. Okay, above 65K, I think you're pretty safe to just start getting in giga longs again for another major leg up. And if we drop hard, this is the reason. This is where I'm looking to buy, right? This weekly bullish order block that led to this last move up, I'm looking to start getting for reasons to get bullish. You got SR here at about 52K, and then we've got this weekly order block that starts at about 48K and goes down. So this entire area is where I want to say, okay, the bulls better step up here, because if we get down here and we're not seeing bullishness, I don't know, that's really fucking bad. If we get down here, I want to see the bulls step in pretty quickly and in a big way, right? Oops. I don't really want to see us come down here, right, and then just diddle around and start drifting lower into here. I really want to see, maybe that's what it takes to get that next leg up. We get a big liquidation cascade down in here, put in some sort of low, right, and then start trading back up to a bajillion dollars. So those are the scenarios I'm watching effectively right now, right? If we didn't break the low, but if we get some sort of move back here, I'm probably looking to short it. You know, if we can get back above this area here, 65K, looking to get into major longs. If we have some sort of sweep happen, right, run this low, close back above, anything along those lines, you know, probably an okay opportunity to long. But I don't love how this, you know, everyone was cope posting here, right? Everyone on the feed was bearish here. We get that one green candle, everyone's bullish again. Another green candle, everyone is like, okay, the low is in, Bitcoin looks great. And in reality, it's like, well, we actually just, you know, came up to the FTA, the first trouble area, and we're rejecting. So not ideal. Not ideal. So we'll have to wait and see. And I'll obviously be covering this for you guys and keeping you up to date on Twitter and in Discord. But that's just kind of what I'm watching, right? You know, this top potentially could be similar to this one where it's, you know, we have that deviation, we get that breakdown, we get that retest, and then we sell, right? Deviation, breakdown. If we get the retest, I'm looking to short. The only difference in structure between here and here is that this weekly did not close as a break in market structure, and this did. Okay, it's the only difference. Yeah, I'll keep monitoring it for you guys and let you know my thoughts. But hopefully, what I've explained here makes sense in terms of, you know, a potential short idea here, a potential long on a flip of 60K, and why I would be bullish down here, and then obviously get above 65K, why I'm bullish there. So other than the long that I'm in, that I'm still not decided what I'm going to do with it yet, I don't know what I'm going to do. I will let you guys know, you know, what happens if I decide to close, if I decide to move my stop. I will let you guys know, but haven't decided yet. We'll kind of make my decision after the stream. But is everything I kind of just explained on Bitcoin makes sense? Because I talked really fast there, and I think we covered a lot of ground. So let me know. What's up, Bolunix? Mayne, could you talk about how you consider your invalidation risk management when you are layering bids just like you described? So my stop loss is where my trade idea is wrong. So let's assume that I'm getting into a long here, right? If my idea is wrong, fuck, what the fuck just happened? Let's say my idea is wrong here, okay? But my target is, you know, 80K, whatever. Just because I'm starting to enter my bids here, right? I might bid a little here, bid more here. All that's doing is bringing my average down, right? And then let's say, you know, I get some fills way down here and my average ends up being here. My trade idea is still wrong here. So that's where my stop goes for the entire position. And I want to say, okay, based on my average, right, where's my stop? Is the risk reward good? Because if I start longing here, right, and I average down to here, that risk reward sucks with my stop that far away, right? So all I'm doing by layering down is bringing my average entry down, right? But my idea is still wrong here. So that's where I'm out of the entire trade, right? The thing is, you can do it differently, right? Like you might start longing here and say, okay, well, those bids are wrong here. And then I'll buy more here, right, on the way down, and those bids are wrong here, right? You could do that as well, right? You could close some of your earlier entries if price continues to dip. Do whatever you want. But my invalidation generally, even if I'm layering bids, it's where the trade idea is wrong. And layering the bids means, okay, maybe the dip doesn't dip as far as I want. So I've got bids here and here, right? And price just fills these ones. At least I got some in, right? But my trade idea is still wrong here, wherever you decide it to be, right? Trader Mayne, last time BTC broke daily structure, F ran and we had a 4-month bear market. Do you really think this looks similar? Potentially. I'm actually releasing another altcoin video probably on like Tuesday or Wednesday where I'm talking about some similarities that I see between FBTC and Ethereum and what we saw happen in April and May at this time. So it is something that I'm going to talk about in that altcoin video. I am seeing some similarities. Again, these are things that I'm not confident enough to say it's over or anything like that. Like, and I don't even think it's over. Like, but you know, in a bull market, we can have a 30% dip, right? And then still continue up. So, you know, but you don't want to be buying 60K if we're going to dip another 20% from there, obviously. So just some things to be aware of is kind of what I'm sharing with you guys. Hey man, I don't understand how we haven't broken market structure on the 1 week. The red candle of October 18th was the last red week before this recent weekly close, which closed below October 18th's low. Isn't that a break in market structure? So October 18th, no, that's not how market structure works. For me at least, I don't know, maybe you do it differently. For me, the market structure level on the weekly is here. This is the swing low. It's a low with a higher low on either side that generated the swing high here. So until we close below there, this is still the last weekly swing low. And we went below it, but we closed back above, right? That's why this was a weekly break in market structure, right? We have a swing low here, higher low on either side that generated the swing high, broke below it, closed below, retested, shit the bed, right? That's how I use market structure. So market structure has not broken on the weekly yet. This candle doesn't mean anything to me. Hope that answered your question. Yeah, this looks shite. Can someone put the Discord link in the chat? Can Punk, thank you, sir. Look at other exchanges for a market structure break on the weekly. Okay. Still no. I'm using spot exchanges here. Still no. Still no. So none of those exchanges had the weekly market structure break. We were looking really good up until a couple hours ago. Funny how Twitter works, right? When the market's going up, everyone says it looks good. And when it's going down, everyone thinks it looks like shit. It's almost like no one knows what the fuck they're talking about or doing. Almost. Mayne, if 60K was the bearish retest, how would you, where or how would you look for shorts? Good question. So let's assume that this was the bearish retest. It's already over, right? Not over, but we're gonna dump further. So let's assume for a second that this is the bearish retest now. If we trade below this level here, okay, I would look to get short. Or if we do some sort of, so this is the bearish retest. If we break this low, okay, I'd sell the next pullback. Okay, so confirmation that this was the bearish retest here will be if we make a lower low. So if we make a lower low, you want to sell the next pullback, right? There's your daily order block that then generated that new low. You're now looking to sell that next pullback and cash to the next leg. That's how I would do it. Or some sort of SR flip of this level. All these fake outs look like something big is brewing. Potentially, I mean, you know, I don't look at on-chain shit. I don't look at any of that. I just look at the chart and the market structure on the daily, the 3-day, all those lower time frames is bearish. And the weekly came awfully close to breaking market structure. So the weekly did the one thing I really wanted it to at the bare minimum. The bare minimum was I wanted the weekly to close as an SFP. But ideally, I wanted the weekly to close above 60K. And right now, it looks like 60K is that resistance that we're rejecting at right now. So, you know, this could just put in a higher low here, right? Like we could see this, right? You know, and then a higher low here. And then another leg up, obviously. And then I would look to potentially short up here. But what I don't love, for example, right, is we put in a higher low here. And then what we do? Came up, ran that high, and now we're breaking down. Right, so I don't love this happening right in that 60K, you know, bearish retest region. I would have much rather when we came up into here, us not put in a swing failure pattern right into resistance. So there's still a chance that this could put in a lower high, right? We could see some sort of lower high or higher low, excuse me, occur here, right? Could have your fib like this. Could see a higher low form here. I don't know yet, but ideally, we do not want to be trading below this kind of 57,600 area. We want to, unless it's just a run on this low, I want to see us hold this area. I took the short on at 60K based on the 3-day market structure break. Yeah, I mean, you get, what's beautiful about trading is you get to do what works for you, right? Fuck off with your text messages while I'm streaming. You get to choose what works for you, right? I personally like to look at the weekly, the 3-day, and the daily. Some people look at the hourly, the 15-minute, the 5-minute, and they don't give a fuck about the high time frame, right? It's whatever works for you. Maybe you want to be a scalper. Maybe you're interested in positional trading. Whatever works for you, you get to decide. The key is being consistent with it. One of the most common questions I get is, how do you mark your levels? What constitutes a market structure break? Do you use your wicks on order blocks and shit like that? Whatever you want to do what works for you. If you're like, hey, I really like marking SR like this, just do it consistently, right? Like, there's no 100% right or wrong way to do things. As long as if it works for you, just be consistent with it. If you use candle bodies for market structure instead of wicks, that's up to you. I know some people who use wicks. I know some people who use candle bodies. But whatever you do it the same every time. That way, when you're collecting data, you're doing your journaling, and you're building your system, you have something that's consistent, right? You can't build a system if the inputs into the system are changing every single fucking week, right? That's like when I see people who are trading PA, and then next thing I know, they're trading RSI divergences, and then they're using, Ichimoku clouds. I'm like, well, how is any of your data consistent? Because your first 100 trades were done this way, second 100 trades were done differently, right? Do 1,000 trades the same way. And then if your strike rate is 40%, right now you have something that is consistent and the data is actually meaningful. If you got 400 out of the 1,000 trades right, but some of those trades were PA, some of those trades were Ichimoku cloud, right? The inputs into the system are not consistent. They have to be consistent. So troublesome. Imagine trying to nail every single move up and down this random walk. Just go low IQ and dollar cost average. Yeah, not a bad idea. Golf Hub, you're a fucking legend. No, you are a fucking legend, my friend. Yeah, the skills to be a professor. Your explanations are straight, clear, logic, and pragmatic. I won't even pretend to know what pragmatic means. I'm just kidding. I love teaching. That's why I do this YouTube shit. Like, I have so many people who are like, oh, why do you do YouTube? Like, you make money trading. Why bother? It's like, I love teaching. I wish I had someone who was the reason I try and be no bullshit is because when I learned to trade, it was so hard to find good information on the internet. You guys have been on YouTube. So much of what you find crypto related and trading related content is garbage. They're either just straight up trash, or they're trying to sell you some sort of service, right? They're promoting their service. They're like, hey, look, check out all this money I made. Buy my Signal group, right? Shit like that. Or the person doesn't know what they're talking about, or they're just teaching super basic shit, or they're trying to overcomplicate shit to make it seem like you're never going to figure it out. When I was learning, there wasn't me, Trader SZ, Crypto Cred, Altcoin Psycho, all these guys who are posting, legit free educational information. It wasn't around when I was trading. I paid for so many mentorships back in the day, and so many of them were garbage. So I do this because I actually legit enjoy it. I love chatting with you guys. I love making these videos. It's fun for me. I enjoy it. I make money trading, so I have time to do this. Like, people are like, oh, you make money trading. Why do this? That's the biggest testament to my trading. I make enough money trading that I have the free time to just post on YouTube and don't charge you guys anything for it. And I legit enjoy it. And I want to give back. Like, I love helping people, and I found that this is the best way to do so. I used to do a lot of educational stuff on Twitter, but my account's gotten so big, and Twitter's just kind of become a little bit of a just a little too noisy. I just mostly shit post on there now, and I find this is the best way to kind of communicate with you guys and help you guys out. And all it would take is one message of someone telling me I helped them to make it all worthwhile, but I get literally dozens of messages every single month, sometimes hundreds of people telling me how I've helped them make money, how they've improved their trading, and like that makes it all worthwhile for me. So thank you for that. I would have been a teacher in another life, but they don't make enough money, and I like money. I like shiny things. Cut the shit, Mayne. Are we going up or down? We're going probably up and down, and then maybe sideways. Are all your bids all the same size? Not generally. I'll usually start off lighter if I'm bidding early, and then the deeper it goes, I'll put in the meat of where I think, like for example here, right? My bids up here would be lighter, right? And then they'd get thicker as we get into the area that I actually want to see price bottom in. And then I'll always leave some little stink bids, at the lows. Yeah, I agree with Democryptus. If we see ETH and altcoins start to severely outperform Bitcoin, I think that is a facsimile to this, which would be bearish, right? If we see Bitcoin starting to look like shit and then ETH and altcoins go on a big run for like a couple weeks to a month, I think that's a really bad sign. And I'm talking about that in my next video that I'll be releasing early this week. 50% drawdown though, I don't understand what you're referring to. Isn't this just another ABC correction like the one in September? I don't even know what an ABC correction is, so I can't answer that. I'm sorry, I'm not an Elliott Wave guy. Where's the first snowboard chip? Snowboard's coming. I'll be up at Whistler as soon as they let me. Save your altcoin request for the end, guys. Alice shit the bed before it could hit my TP at 23. You see it continuing to dump. I will talk about Alice because I'm still in my long. And I was looking at it last night and it was trading at like 22. And I was like, I should close. And I round tripped such a large amount of profit by not closing. But my TP was 23. So it didn't hit. Mayne, if we were to hit 52 to 48K, would you want the weekly to close back above 58K, essentially have a massive wick? Not necessarily. I would just be interested in looking for what price action looks like here. It doesn't have to be like this, right? Like it doesn't have to be a wick and close way the fuck back up here. I think that's unreasonable. If we're going down here, I want to see bullish PA, right? This is a high time frame chart. So maybe it makes a low, right? A lower low. And then we're back in that range. And then, some sort of things like this, right? Kind of like this, right? Form a range, run the low, break out of the range, retest, and send. I wouldn't mind seeing something like that, some sort of Wyckoff schematic in there, whatever floats your boat. First time on the stream, I thought you looked different. You look cool though. Thank you. I think that's a compliment. You think ETH dump is coming because of 2AC, more likely controlled selling from the VC, or first of all, it's 3 Arrows Capital, 3AC. I don't know. I don't know how much ETH they own or how much actual sway they have over the market. You know what I mean? Like, I think if they're AVAX maxis, right? If ETH dies and Bitcoin dies, AVAX is going down too anyways, right? So I wouldn't put too much weight in those comments. Maybe they're stirring the pot. Maybe they're talking their book, right? At the end of the day, anyone posting on Twitter, for the most part, is talking their book. If you're posting bullish shit, it's probably because you're positioned in longs or in spot, right? If you're bearish, you're in tether or you're short. So you got to keep that in mind, but I'm just playing the chart. I don't really try and let too much outside noise affect my decision making. Brother, can you please show what you consider a breaker in short? Sure, very quickly. And I have a infographic. If you go on Twitter and you go to hashtag TMTA tips, I have an infographic for an order block and a breaker. I also have one in my Discord that is free. You can join. In the education section, I cover it. But a breaker is this right here. So we have a bullish order block, okay? A bullish order block here, right? Down candle before an up move that broke market structure. When price comes back to that order block and it does not act as support, and then it breaks down, it now becomes a breaker. Boom, right? Exact same situation here, right? Here's a bearish order block, came up, went through it, the next touch, it's now a bullish breaker. I think even at the lows here, we had one right here. Up candle before a down move, right? That broke market structure. That should have been a bearish order block, but we came up and we launched through it on the retest. It's a buy now. It's basically an SR flip, right? So when price is trending up, this should be a bullish order block, but if price comes through and it nukes it, it's now a breaker, right? And your stop either goes at the swing or above the breaker and you sell it, okay? It's like an SR flip. Should have been support, now it's resistance. That's a bearish breaker. Should have been resistance, now it's support. That's a bullish breaker. Okay. All right, I'm glad you guys are liking it. Okay, cool. We're getting a lot of I'm getting behind here, so I'm gonna go to Ethereum now. So I think everyone's clear on the plan on Bitcoin. There was some knowledge dropped here as well, a little bit of sauce, a little bit of thoth. I don't know why I did that. Okay, let's look at Ethereum. Man, this caffeine be hitting different. Okay, so this is the Ethereum chart that we drew up last week. Okay, so again, monthly swing failure pattern. The weekly, we broke above. Same as Bitcoin. Oops. Same as Bitcoin here, right? We broke above. Now we're back below, but we did not break that weekly low there. We held above it. Same as Bitcoin here. I think up into this kind of, 43.75 area in a year, like up to like 44 to 45, I think is a short if we're given the opportunity here. Like this. That's a breaker right there. Should have been support, and look, we broke down. Look what happened. We came up, we just tagged it, and we're selling off. So you do not want to see that. From a market structure perspective, Ethereum looks a little bit better. We have this, we did break market structure on the daily and shit. We're below that key monthly level. That's why this breaker worked out so well. You have our key high time frame level. There's your breaker. Came up, tagged it, we're selling off. What I do like on Ethereum is that we're trading at this level here. I mean, we're trading into it right now. But Bitcoin, this equivalent level on Bitcoin is the one that rejected us at 60K. So you really want to see Ethereum kind of hold this area here. If the market is going to turn from here and have, a bullish rest of the week up towards, maybe back up into here. But you want to see Ethereum hold where it is right now. It looks a little bit stronger relative to Bitcoin, but if this looked way stronger, I think that's actually more bearish for Bitcoin. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see, right? Again, everyone was super bearish. We had a couple green candles. Ethereum obviously outperformed majorly on the bottom, but now we're pulling back. Bearish retest for now. So we got to see Ethereum effectively put in a higher low, kind of right where it is. I don't really want to see it go much lower than 4,000, this level here. So if this is going to be a reclaim, right? We came into the level, traded below. I want to see a higher low form here on Ethereum. Maybe it comes down into here, right? But I don't really want to see it get back below 4,000. Get below 4,000, I'm targeting 3,600, okay? So you want to see Ethereum put in sort of like an inverse head and shoulders here. A low, lower low, higher low. That's what I want to see here on Ethereum because this did break to the upside. So want to see Ethereum kind of hold this level here, which is 41.50, kind of around that area is where I want to see Ethereum find support, right? Similar to Bitcoin, we ran the low, closed above. The nice thing that we had on Ethereum here, last week we talked about a retest of this weekly level at 4,000, right? We had that big dump. It came to 4,000 and then it mooned, right? Up like, over 10% from that touch of 4,000. And that is an idea that we talked about on stream last week. So if any of you longed Ethereum, it outperformed Bitcoin on the bounce, right? But Ethereum looks slightly better. Still doesn't look amazing, but looks slightly better than Bitcoin. I really want to see us put in a higher low here. This is kind of what I'm hoping for on Ethereum. This to hold. So Ethereum, I want to see hold around 4150. Bitcoin, I want to see us hold around that 57,600 area. If Ethereum gets below 4,000, I think you look to short it down into 3,600. If it gets back above 43.75, I think it's a pretty safe bet to long it for higher. Or you can get, riskier. And if you want to try and catch the higher low, right? Go down to like the H4. This is where you want to bid it, right? Right at that 41.50 level down to maybe 40.50. So that's a $100 range on Ethereum with your stop down here. You'd want to see that be the low, okay? So hopefully that makes sense for Ethereum. It's looking slightly better than Bitcoin, but the whole market kind of looks heavy right now. We have broken market structure on the daily as well, right? Market structure break, came in, retested the breaker, and is selling off. So, I mean, if you shorted this, good fucking job. You're comfy as fuck. Stop to break even at this point and target this low. You're chilling, right? Bulls really want us to hold within this candle. Right here. Like this, we have a 12-hour bullish market structure break here. 12-hour bullish order block. We really need to hold within this candle or else things can get muy peligroso on Ethereum. So again, lose 4,000. I think you have an easy short into 3,600. But hopefully, because I want things to go up, we put in a higher low around here. Hopefully. Okay? You have a 4-hour breaker that we just nuked through on Bitcoin. 4-hour breaker. Are you talking about this one here? Well, yeah, I mean, this would be, let's assume here that this gets nuked, which it looks like it is. If we trade down here, you can sell that retest with your stop here. And again, remember, right? Like if this is going to be a temporary top, like if we're going to see a repeat of this, right? If we're going to see a repeat of this, maybe that's the lower high. Maybe we get one more chance up here and then we do this. Are you surprised? What happened here? Shiba, Doge, shitcoins pumping, BSC coins pumping again, right? Euphoria, blah, blah, blah. Made an all-time high and then just barely got above and then broke below. Exact same shit happened here. All my friends were asking about crypto again. Shiba Inu pumping, a bunch of shitcoins pumping. So narratively, in terms of, and the Coinbase app, #1 on the App Store. Coinbase app, #1 on the App Store. The frothiness of retail has definitely come back once we got back up above 60K. So don't be surprised if this plays out the exact same way. But we're going to be prepared for it because we've laid out a bunch of different potential scenarios, right? How do you decide where to take profit? I'm looking at previous highs and lows, right? If I'm in a short here on Ethereum from here, right? Let's say I shorted this, okay? My first take profit is here because if I think we're going down, I'm expecting a lower low. So that would be my first take profit. You effectively have equal lows here, pretty much. That'd be take profit #1. Take profit #2 would be right here. Untested swing low coming right into support. So that'd be TP1, that'd be TP2. And then inverse that for, longs. Let's assume that, we took a long, we're taking a long here. Stop is here. Well, if I'm thinking we're going into a long, I want to take my first take profit at a new high, and then maybe the next one into resistance, and then a third one up above there, something like that. I love you. I hope you never stop helping us. I love you too, man. How old is Mayne, by the way? I am 31. Weekly sweep on BTC or no? Yeah, we did have a weekly SFP, a bullish one, but now we got to see a reaction, right? So this is our key level now to confirm that weekly sweep, right? We got to get above there. Okay. You know, I don't, yeah, not a great look, but we'll see. Hopefully higher low happens like somewhere around here, because this looks like it just wants to fucking like rip down. We'll see though. Hopefully this is the low of the week early, and then we go up. But otherwise, right, lose this area, lose that same area on Ethereum, we start looking quite a bit lower. 52K down to like 48K is the next areas I'm looking at. And this box is big. Like, we can go deep into here and then put in a higher low. Mayne, I'm watching ICT videos found on your Discord. In one of his videos, the guy says that he's always using at least 30 pips when putting a stop loss for his trade. And in another video, he says he has a strict rule on putting that having a strict rule to put a 30 pip stop below is stupid. I wonder about his integrity and wanted to ask if you're sure he's legit. Good source for learning. 90% of what I do, I learned from Inner Circle Trader. Lots of people ask if he's legit. Can he actually trade? Some people are just better at teaching than they are at trading. I have no comment on whether or not the guy can trade. All I know is over the years of studying him, I've taken his concepts, applied them in my own charts, and I make money using them. That's all the evidence I need. I don't think his mentorship is necessary. I think all the stuff that you need is in that free content. He's also been making videos and shit for years, right? For years and years and years and years and years. So at a point, you know, maybe he's contradicting himself for sure because he forgot what he said in the past. Things also change over time and how you trade, but his basic core concepts are effectively supply and demand. Price action, supply and demand. And they work for me. Mayne is like 45 and bald. Ban this man immediately. If you buy when price falls into an OB, put your stop loss. Go watch my order block video. I explain all of that. I just did a video on Mana. I uploaded it to my YouTube last night, so go check it out. Mayne, no es muy peligroso, es muy jodido. I hope you just didn't make me say something rude in Spanish. Do you trade patterns such as head and shoulders, wedges, etc.? Just focus on SR and market structure. This is a great question. It's one I get all the time. What is a head and shoulders? Let's assume we have a support and resistance line here. Okay, what is a head and shoulders? Right? That's a head and shoulders. What is this, right? The neckline. Okay? How do you enter the head and shoulders? Well, once it breaks the neckline, you're selling a retest, your stop goes here, right? And you're targeting whatever, the extension from here to here, whatever. What is this? To me, this is a uptrend, right? That makes a higher high, then we deviate back below support, and then when the neckline breaks, we've now shifted into a downtrend and you're just now selling the pullback. So now you have a downtrend going. All any pattern is market structure. That's all it is, right? Inverted head and shoulders. This part of the pattern really is irrelevant, right? Because once we get back above here and then we break the neckline, forget the neckline. If we make a higher high above here, I'm bullish, right? So all patterns are market structure. You know, what is a wedge? You know, or what is a falling wedge? Right? Falling wedge. Well, it's a downtrend, right? And then why is it a bullish pattern? Well, the strength of the downtrend is getting weaker because the peak to the troughs of the, you know, price swings are getting smaller. price is starting to flatten out. And then how do you trade the wedge? Well, when it breaks out of the wedge, what does that mean? It's made a higher high, right? That's all that is. And then you're targeting back in here. It's just market structure. So when you understand market structure and you understand that all these patterns are just ways to describe market structure, you'll understand kind of what I mean. Put more emphasis on the R in mi peligroso. I can't roll my R's with my tongue. I can't do it. I can do this though. Look. I can also do this one. And I can fold my tongue in half without using my teeth. Watch. Ladies. But yeah, I can't roll my my R's. How would I play spot? I would zoom out on the high time frame and I would wait for Bitcoin to probably either come down to the come down to here, 48, 50 area. I'd probably wait for it to come down here and just start buying with an invalidation below here, or I'd wait for us to reclaim 65K. That's probably what I'd do. Yeah, the daily does look very similar to April. There's a lot of similarities here. This had a third drive, but otherwise looks similar. So just be aware, right? That's all I'm sharing with you guys. How long have you been trading for? I've been trying to trade since 2013. I didn't really figure out what I was doing until 2016, 17. False CME open, dump into the first 3 days, pumping into midweek reversal. Didn't we have, what the fuck is the CME contract again? BTC, CME. Someone tell me what the fucking CME BTC fucking thing is. BTC.C? No, that's Bitcoin dominant. It's this. It's with an exclamation point. Here we go. We did have a gap, didn't we? Going on here? So it's not the one I want. We had a gap, didn't we? Yeah, BTC1 exclamation. I could have sworn there was a gap to the downside. There you go. Yeah. So here's your CME gap, right? That's been filled already. So maybe that's all this is. We've just filled the CME gap and we're good. Right? Maybe. Maybe, baby. Mayne is a sexy bald. Thank you, Charlie Scene. It's the tiger blood, bro. It's the tiger blood. Last week we had that pump right into the weekly open, then dump starting on Monday. Are we going to do the opposite? Not saying all-time highs, but maybe higher. I fucking hope so. 30-minute order block looks to have held for now. Yeah, I mean, potentially. Right? This is exactly what I was talking about, though, right? We want to see some sort of, higher low form in this area, ideally. I wish I could just kiss his sexy bald head like Zinedine kissed Fabian. What the fuck? Oh, is that a shout out to like the fucking 2000 World Cup? Zidane, you mean? Zinedine Zidane? That's funny. I would headbutt you the exact same way. In crypto, stops should not be fixed amount. They have to be based on technical levels, and you have to figure out position size. Yeah, there's differences in Forex and crypto. Like Forex deals with daily ranges a lot more. So ICT essentially figured out once his trades get set a certain way. 30 pips is generally enough to protect. Blah blah. It's different. I wouldn't use that hard and fast rule. Your stop goes where your idea is wrong. Like, what if your stop is 30 pips, and that puts it here, but your idea is not wrong till here, right? Should I stop loss and sell my alts since BTC moves? I'm not giving you financial advice, my friend. Where is the market structure break in Ethereum? Market structure break on Ethereum depends on the time frame you're talking about, right? But we broke market structure on the daily here, and we've kind of already retested the breaker right here. But that's kind of the area I'd be looking for on Ethereum. Back up into this kind of 4,400 area to be careful. Came right into it and then dumped. In stocks, Forex, since there's a lot of data, even high time frame, would you choose the most recent OB or what? I'm not sure I understand the question, but definitely use the order block that caused the most recent swing. Recency matters. I assume you guys are talking about my tongue stuff now. I can move my ears. That's cool. The ladies loving Mayne tongue. I cannot confirm or deny that statement. But yes, they are. Agree with this so much. Constantly see people use TA like that. Diagonal lines, just SR zones. Exactly. Thanks, Mayne. Data Latina, smooth brained ape. I love that. Smooth. We're just all smooth brained apes, aren't we? Data Latina, and they'll tease you until you get it right. I've dated a Latina before. They're all fucking nuts. Thanks, Mayne. I didn't see patterns like that before. Mayne, what are some common clues that you look at for fake outs? So generally, fake outs occur at key levels, right? There's two kind of things I'm looking for. So if we're in an uptrend and we're coming up to a key resistance level and then we break out and then get back below it right away, that to me is generally a common sign. And this could be a key SR level. This could also be like the range high of a range, right? So you break above the range high, you get back below quite quickly. That's something I'm looking for. The other thing I'm looking for, generally happening near key levels as well, right, is if we have a big swing point, right, and then price trades down and then fakes below the big swing and then gets back above it right away, right? So we run a key low or a key high and then reclaim it right away. That's another thing I'm looking for a potential, that's just a fake out and it's not an actual reversal. And it's going to reverse instead of a true breakdown or breakout. How much leverage do you use and how has it changed over time? Leverage is irrelevant. All that matters is your position size, right? If you open a 1 Bitcoin long with no leverage, you need to put up the amount, like let's assume Bitcoin is 60K for easy math. You need to put up 60K to open that position. If you use 10x leverage, you would only have to put up $6,000 of margin, which means you have the opportunity to be liquidated, right? Because you're putting up only a fraction of the amount necessary to open a position of that size. Leverage should not be used to open bigger positions. Leverage should be used to reduce counterparty risk, meaning if I have a 10 Bitcoin portfolio, I only need to have 5 Bitcoin on exchange and I can use 2x leverage and still trade as if I have 10 and not have to keep my entire stack on the exchange. And it's also to allow you to more efficiently use your capital. If you have a 10 Bitcoin portfolio and you're using 2x leverage, then you can open, a 5 Bitcoin or 10 Bitcoin position with only half your portfolio and use the other 5 Bitcoin, with leverage to open up other trades and more efficiently spread out your capital. It should not be used to just open larger positions. Generally, I'm using between like 1 and 5x at the most. And that's just based on the amount of money I have on, the given exchange that I'm trading on, which is Delta Exchange, the partners of this video. But that's the purpose of leverage. It's not to open up bigger positions. You should not be getting liquidated because you're over leveraged and you don't have a stop and your stop is liquidation. That's burning money. I'm telling you, I've been there. I've done that. Leverage is irrelevant. All that matters is position size. Where's your stop? Where's your entry? How much of your portfolio are you trying to risk? If you're trying to risk 2% on a 100K portfolio, if your stop goes, here and your entry is here, if you get stopped out, you want to make sure that you don't lose more than $2,000. And then based on the math, using the calculator on the exchange, you determine that you open however many contracts, right? How long did it take you to make it? I made a bunch of money, lost it all in 2013-14 bull run because I had no idea what I was doing. Came into 2016-17 with a pretty good idea. I did well. I didn't make it, but I did well. But that money that I had, bought or made, I kept a lot of it through the bear market. And then I made it after this most recent bull run, buying near the lows and holding. Most of the money I made was buying early and using leverage early in the cycle. my God. The tongue thing is going to haunt me. I already can see my editor making a weird segment with me doing things with my tongue, and it's going to be terrible. Okay. So, yeah, I lost money on Quadriga. Do you have an LLC or some legal entity for your trading? Would you recommend setting that up? Nice try, IRS. But talk to a lawyer and an accountant and get professional advice. And you should pay your taxes wherever you live, because that's the right thing to do. And you don't want to have that stress of, you know, potentially getting fucking drilled on taxes that you haven't been paying. All right, guys. I love my editor, man. Shout out to the editor, the homie. He's absolutely crushing it. If you've been watching my videos over the last few months, production value has gone up massively. 100% thanks to him. And if you guys notice, you know, I've been doing sponsorships on those altcoin videos, partnerships, and I make it very clear these videos are sponsored. So I am getting paid, and I'm giving that money to my editor. I've hired him on full time. I'm going to buy him a new laptop, and it actually feels amazing to help someone out, give them, you know, something that they enjoy doing and they can earn money doing it. And, you know, helps you guys out, because now my videos are just kind of sharper. I get those condensed streams. The altcoin videos are awesome. So I'm super happy that that is working out, you know, with him. And I'm really happy to see where we go from here with this channel. I'm really looking forward to it. We're at like 22,000 subs. It's crazy. Can you do a quick guide on finding order blocks? I've done an entire video on order blocks. It's on YouTube. Check it out. Okay, guys, we're at an hour and 20 minutes. I kind of talked about everything I want to talk about. I have an entire video coming out probably on Tuesday or Wednesday regarding Ethereum and Ethereum BTC, so I won't go into that now. But ICT is no longer on Twitter. If you want to find ICT, he's on YouTube, and then go over to the community tab, and that's where he posts all his shit now. I'm going to do a couple of quick altcoin requests. I just covered Mana and Sand in a video yesterday that I uploaded. Please go watch it. I would really appreciate it. But if you want those two altcoins, check out that video. I'm not going to do them here. We'll look at CRO because it's been going nuts. So I'll take one other request. We're going to do CRO, and I'll take one other request. I'm thinking of doing a gaming stream this week too. I got the new Halo, Halo Infinite. I'm having so much fun playing it. I'm thinking of doing a gaming stream. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna look at CRO. We're gonna look at AVAX because that is Three Arrow Capital's new baby. And then we are going to look at CRO, AVAX, and then we will look at DOT. I see a lot of people posting about DOT, so we'll take a look at that as well, okay? So let's start with CRO. So crypto, this is the Crypto.com coin. It's been going fucking bonkers. For those of you that live under a rock, Crypto.com, they do those visas. I almost just pulled mine out and showed it to you. Imagine just the full docs with my visa, my name, and my visa number. Mitch Pedersen, cummies. You just want to hear me say cummies. Cummies. Cum rocket. Ass coin. it's like ASMR, but for gross crypto coins. Cum starter. I don't know what other ones are that are gross, but yeah. Ass coin. Okay, so CRO, they do those, it's Crypto.com. They do those visas that you can spend crypto on and go and use it in the real world. They just bought the naming rights to Staples Arena. So, or the Staples Center, excuse me, which is where the Lakers play and the lesser known basement dwelling Clippers. It's also where the best basketball player of all time plays, LeBron James. So that's obviously a testament to, you know, how much money they're fucking making, because it was the biggest naming rights deal ever. I mean, you thought FTX buying American Airlines Arena naming rights was huge. This is bigger. Staples Center is bigger. I do think it's weird because, you know, there's so much history in that name, you know, concerts, you know, multiple NBA championships. I think 6 championships since 2000, if I'm not mistaken, or I guess 99 to 2000, right? 'Cause Kobe and Shaq three-peat, then Kobe won 2 more, LeBron's won 1, Clippers have won nothing. But, you know, pretty crazy, obviously. The LA Kings play there, and just like concerts being like, let's go Staples Center, to be like, let's go crypto.com center. How are we feeling tonight? It sounds weird. But I would definitely, you know, pay attention. It's a big move, right? So something to watch. And the coin's been extremely bullish. I do have one of the visas. You know, I get cash back, which is sweet. You know, this thing's in a mega uptrend. So, you know, I wouldn't be fading this, right? Pretty clean SR flip there, right? Talk about an over-under, right? Broke below support, right back above, boom. So I'm kind of looking at things like that on this coin, you know? If we get back into here, I don't know if we come down to that 60-cent area, but if we come down to 60 cents, probably a good opportunity to buy. But what you want to see is it hold right here, right? You want to see it hold here. So let's see if it can hold here. Otherwise, I'm looking around 60 cents for the next buy the dip zone on CRO. Someone just said, do some metaverse coins. Chris, I literally uploaded a video on YouTube yesterday called Metaverse Coins. So go watch that, please, and let me know what you think. Loma says he loves me. I love Loma too, man. He's the homie. Man, bring Rookie on your live one day. I'd love to have Rookie on. If he wants to come on, I'm more than happy to bring him on. He's the homie as well. Okay, CRO, done and dusted. Let's look at DOT. So we had a bunch of L1s, you know, pumping, going crazy and shit. I saw a bunch of people talking about DOT. So why are they talking about DOT? Does DOT look good? Does it look like shit? Why are we interested? So, you know, we kind of got like a decent, let's see if we can find a decent SR level here. We got a decent potential setup brewing here, right? So we've come back, retested this high, and we've ran a low, right? So what you want to see on DOT here is some bullish market structure start to form. And we kind of got that happening here, right? Low, lower low, higher low. What I don't like in the last handful of hours here is this, right? Don't love that, but want to see it hold this structure. If Bitcoin shits the bed, this is going to shit the bed, right? So be aware of that. But if it can hold this structure, right? Low, lower low, higher low, and then if it can reclaim this level here, which is right around 43.30, if it can reclaim this, I think it looks good to run up towards 50. Okay, so that's my thought on DOT. And last but not least, we will look at AVAX. Avalanche. So, I mean, I don't remember drawing this, but boom, never got the retest I wanted, right? Very nice setup there. Never got the retest I wanted, obviously, but that's okay. You know, this thing's definitely like, you know, you have 3 Arrows Capital tweeting that they're backing Avalanche now and they've abandoned Ethereum, and this thing's already starting to look parabolic. So you want to be careful chasing this thing. I don't think it's done. I do think it could probably go higher because of the mania of people being like, oh, 3 Arrows Capital's in it, like we better get fucking huge. There's no support until like 70 on the weekly, so be aware of that. But on the daily chart, you know, if we get a little flush on Bitcoin, based on how this has been performing relative to Bitcoin, like the AVAX BTC chart is bullish. If we get a flush on Bitcoin, you know, this is 110 here, 110 down to like 90. If we get a flush, this is one of those coins that I think if you get a chance to buy here, you just set stink bids, like starting at 110. And this will be one of those ones where it comes and dips and then really outperforms on the bounce. So that 110 area is something I would watch. And if we zoom in a little bit here, you'll see we have actually a really nice little swing low here that's untested, right? So if we get a flush on Bitcoin, if this comes down to here, runs that low, this would be something I'd looking to buy for. It may not make a new high, but even if it makes a lower high close to all-time high and then dies, who cares, right? If you're able to get in on one of these bounces, you know, that's like a 25% move and it will happen fast, right? So something to watch there, but that 110 area is where I'd be looking on the daily if we get it. Otherwise, if this is just going to go up from here, right? It's holding that H4 order block quite nicely right now. Move above, retest, it's pushing away, right? So if this is able to move up and make a higher high here, so let's say it goes like this. Now I'm looking to buy this order block. So that's right where we're trading right now, which is around, you know, 135. So if it's able to make a new high, I would look to buy the dip at 135. If it flushes, 110. Yeah, I think AVAX, you know, the fact that the rule is fill before shill, right? So Three Arrows Capital is not buying AVAX up here. They were buying AVAX all down here, and now they're telling you that they're backing AVAX and they're no longer backing Ethereum. It's fill before shill. They're talking their book, so don't fucking get caught chasing the pump and end up being their exit liquidity, right? But if this is able to make another leg up, I wouldn't be surprised if it sees like 200 before potentially correcting. However, if it does have a sharp sell-off here, I'd be looking at something like this as the trade. Long here, close back up near that all-time high. All right, guys. That's it. Hour and a half in. I think this was a really good stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think we had some good banter. We had some good jokes. I showed you some weird shit I can do with my tongue. If you guys like these videos, please subscribe to the channel, like them, leave comments, retweet the tweets, share them with your friends and family, force them to watch it. Go watch my Metaverse coin video that I uploaded just yesterday. Last night, so check that out. Go watch my old videos on order blocks. I have a video on range trading. I have tons of videos that maybe the price action is no longer relevant because things have changed. But as you guys know, I like to teach in these streams and share concepts. So there's lots of alpha and lots of great stuff in those older videos as well. Just because it's an old live stream doesn't mean it's not relevant. Those condensed streams are great. They're easy to watch. They're usually under 30 minutes. And yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying these. I'm having a lot of fun. We're going to keep on trucking. I have another we'll have the condensed stream tomorrow. And then I have another altcoin video probably on Tuesday or Wednesday. And then hopefully another one before the weekend. So we're going to keep on rocking. And yeah, let's sign off here. I'll play some more tunes here on the sign off. Love you guys so much. Thanks again to Delta for partnering with this video. And we will talk soon. Let's get some beats going.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, and I'm feeling good, feeling good, feeling good, feeling good, feeling good, 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 good. And I'm feeling good. birds flying high. You know how I feel. Sun in the sky. You know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, and I'm feeling good, feeling good, feeling good, feeling good, feeling good, good, and I'm feeling good. And I'm feeling good. And I'm feeling good.
Oh, here we go. Please let me know. Off we go. Don't leave me in the cold.
If you took me everywhere, well then I wouldn't know how to walk. If you spoke on my behalf, well then I wouldn't know how to talk. If you gave me everything and everything is what you bought, you could take it all back. I never care about what you thought. I don't mean to make you mad. I don't like when you're upset. I'ma call you later on, boy, don't you forget. I'ma take you from this party. We might go and have some sex, or we'll do it later on. Now we lit like cigarettes.
I thought you would stay with me. I'm yours and you're mine. I envy. So what I'm gonna do? I don't have no clue. Ain't no me without you. Here we go. Please let me know. Off we go. Don't leave me in the cold.
If you took me everywhere, well then I wouldn't know how to walk. If you spoke on my behalf, well then I wouldn't know how to talk. If you gave me everything and everything is what you bought, you could take it all back. I never care about what you thought.
Oh, here we go. Please let me know. Off we go. Don't leave me in the cold.